Hey babes, I know you've been wanting me to give you a look and I'm finally here to deliver. You're welcome. Let's get into it. So I'm starting off with a clean face because you can have a clean beat without a clean face, and that's on period. So now we're gonna go in with the Kiss Eyebrow Pencil in dark brown. Now everyone has a preference on how they want to do their eyebrows, and that's totally fine. But I like to keep my eyebrows bold yet clean. So I'm going to shade in my eyebrows following its natural shape, and then I'm going to use the pencil spoolie in the back to blend everything out. Concealer. So now I'm going in with the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop, Get Guap. 10 white toes and 100 flip flops. Manicures and pedicures, I'm always tip top. When they say I'm not hot, all these lies need to stop, cause I'm icy, wifey. Haters try to fight me. Okay, but seriously, I'm using the concealer to carve out my eyebrows, create some more definition, and I'm also using it as a primer for the eyeshadow to come. Doesn't have to be done perfectly, just try to cover your eye as much as you can and then blend it out with a brush of your choice, or in my case, I use my fingers, just to make sure that the product is really in. So next we're gonna use
He needs some milk.
As I was saying, we're gonna go in with the Morphe X James Charles palette, and I'm gonna go into that really nice forest green, and we're gonna pat that in. We really want to make sure that this color is very pigmented, very coated, very nice and smooth. One thing to note is that I have hooded eyes, which means that I have a tiny flap that goes over my eye, and what happens is that makeup tends to transfer easily and sometimes it disappears. So I'm tilting my head back just to ensure that the makeup goes above my natural crease and you can actually see it. So now I'm going in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette, and I'm going in with a darker green color right above my natural crease because it's so important to have dimension. You don't want to have just one shade of green, you want to have a nice balance to it, and it just adds that pop of color that we're really looking for. Alright, so I'm going back in with my concealer, specifically the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, in order to cut my crease. Pay close attention. So I have hooded eyes. If I open my eyes, you won't see the cut crease. So I have to create an imaginary, you see, where's the crease? So I have to go from my nose bridge, and that is my imaginary crease line. So I slowly start to carve it, as you can see. You don't have to drag it all the way, just little steps. And make sure that it lines up to the highest point past your natural crease. I know a lot of tutorials like you to do that nice swoop in one shot, but honestly, cut creases aren't the easiest things to do, so that's why I slow down the video, and I also encourage you to slow down. So slowly take that flat round brush, or any brush that you feel works with this, but flat works the best in my opinion, and slowly drag that along. You want to make sure the highest point, like I said, is at the bridge of your nose, and you curve it. And then once you reach that point, start to smooth it out. Make sure you get that concealer really in, because we want that next color to be as pigmented as possible. Now I'm going in with this beautiful shimmery green from Juvia's Place, and I'm just spreading it all around that white area that we just covered. I just really want to make sure that you can see that color. Anywhere you go, I want it to sparkle. Girl, I'll be honest, I forgot the name of this shade. I'm pretty sure it's an Anastasia Beverly Hills individual shade. I'm so sorry, but just grab a yellow, green, gold and add that into the top, you know, just to add a little bit of shimmer. Now I'm going in with the Morphe palette once again with this really pretty shimmery gold. It's almost silver, it has like a silver undertone to it. Take your time. Take your time. If you feel like you need to stop this video, it's going too fast, feel free to go back and get into it. So now I'm going in with the Morphe palette yet again. I'm taking that green that we started with and I'm using it to underline my eyes. I decided to go back in with that yellow gold shade so that we can get those inner corners popping even more. I want you to see that nice gradient from the inner corner all the way to the outer corner. If you know me, you know that I love a good wing liner, and so I'm using the NYX matte liquid liner to get the perfect shape. I love liners because it just brings the whole look together, so pay close attention. When I do my liner, I basically do a triangle of life. I start from the bottom corner of my eye, I go straight up, and then I do another line going downwards like an isosceles triangle. And girl, I wasn't even good at geometry, but just know that that was an isosceles triangle, and that's what you need to do on your eyelids. And I'm doing it on that side as well. The key to a clean look is taking your time and taking small swipes. You don't have to drag it all in one shot. Take your time. Now that the eyes are done, we are ready to get into the face. And I'm using my babies from NYX. I'm using the NYX Angelville Primer, and I'm also using the Dewy Finish Setting Spray. These two together are perfect. I'm just gonna lather it up and make sure the consistency is nice and tacky so that the foundation can stay on. And we're back at it again with another NYX product. NYX, y'all need to sponsor me today. Thank you. I'm using the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation in Warm Honey, and I'm setting it in with the Morphe M444 Deluxe Buffer Brush. I'm sure you've seen 100 videos on how to highlight, so we're gonna go straight into it. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer once again, and I'm gonna blend it out with an e.l.f. stippling brush. I didn't want to lose any of that green that we had under the eye, so I'm reinforcing that color to give it some more intensity. Now it's time to sculpt that face. But really, I don't use contour to sculpt the face. I use it to add the color that we lost. The time that I filmed this video, I was so pale, so I needed a little bit of color, you know, to bring back my skin, bring back that life, because the winter, spring wind was not happening, and you know, we were dealing with a little pandemic, so my skin was not up to par. But now I'm blending it out with that Real Techniques contour brush. Okay. I often get compliments of people saying, "Ooh, you look so dewy, you glow in the dark, what are you doing?" Da-da-da-da. And I'm like, it's just me, I drink water and I take my vitamins. But really, it's the Colourpop Lite Stix. I'm so disappointed they discontinued this. I really don't see it anywhere, but I'm using it here, and do you see how nicely it's blending in smoothly? I could do it with my fingers, or I can go back in with a clean contour brush. Quickly, I'm adding a little bit of glitter because you can never have too much in the sun. Wet parrot. I would like to give a quick shout out to my parents for blessing me with these beautiful, full, voluptuous lips. I'm shaping them with a Beauty Supply lip liner, nothing crazy. I actually think this is a brow pencil, but shh, don't tell anybody. And I'm just following my lip line all the way up, nice swipes. I'm not dragging it along, making sure everything's nice and shaped beautifully. And of course, we will blend that color in. I'm not trying to do that look. That look we could do for another day, but I want this to be nice and blended. And now I'm adding my final touches with some brown sensual lipstick. I wanted the look to be subtle yet eye-catching. At this time, take a moment to embrace the beautiful work you've done. You did amazing, sweetie. Touch up your bases. Make sure your lip gloss is on point, your mascara is on fleek, your contour is blended, the highlight is highlighting, because sis, you did an amazing job today. I'm so proud of you. And here we are with the looks. Oof, you see that? Period. Beautiful. Oof. Oh. Who is she? I don't know, but she's fine. Thank you so much for the love and support. I send you love and light tenfold.